Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Starbuck, and welcome back to Honkai Star Rail Part 113. In this episode, we are going to be continuing this mission where we just basically defeated the Flame Reaver for like this 56th time or something. And now Siren and Phainon are talking in the Vortex of Genesis, and we're just going to continue this conversation from where we left off last episode. Yeah, and if you don't know what's going on in the story so far, please check out previous videos for a better understanding of what happens in this video. But with that said, let's just continue. I'm so excited. Dude, as always, so excited to continue this.
In that memory, you will definitely meet me again. A little Sirene who knew nothing, lying on a soft patch of grass, feeling the light breeze, dreaming of the distant world. Tell her about the flame chase journey, and then let her become a romantic part of this story. I believe every Sirene will make the same choice, erasing time again and again, resetting time over and over. After all, they're all me, and I will always have my charm. Then, I'll fall into a sweet dream, disappearing in some small corner of the world. Quietly, waiting for the day when that next page is turned.
And I will keep going. Even if the road ahead is dark, I will burn myself to light the way. Rather than let the core flames become nourishment for the black tide, I'll become their vessel. To prevent the arrival of Aranova. Even if I have to burn through my own body, it's no matter. As long as I don't extinguish, the flame chase will never end. Until Amphoreus welcomes a true dawn.
The girl who watches over time, and the warrior who carries the world. Now, let us fulfill the duties of time and world-bearing. Honor the past and forge ahead.
I promise you, the pain will pass in the blink of an eye.
You need to hold tight to this ceremonial blade. After I'm gone, it will take you back to the beginning of time. The start of a new story. I believe that in that story, or in countless stories, each alike yet unique, everyone, all the companions who sacrificed themselves, alongside the deliverer we once dreamed of as children, will reunite beneath a vast, endless sky.
If we can never break free from this prison, I will stand my ground. Until the day someone shatters this endless cycle and writes the final chapter of Amphoreus' fate.
So, let's set out. We will be the ones to start everything. Carry the primordial chaos, just as your name suggests, and bear this world we hold so dear. So long, Kaslana.
As the Theros I have observed, destruction synthesis is formed.
as it takes. The day will come to uncover this eternal and follow in our footprint to write anything unless that ever was. That will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right?
The world is collapsing. And the people are crying.
That was amazing.
We too must part ways here.
That was beautiful.
Friend. Ides Elysiae, the little village of my childhood. The gentle breeze and the sound of waves still linger. Everything is as it was. It feels good to take one last look. You know, this is just a corner of the memory. The real Ides Elysiae. I know. I'm here to say goodbye. We might not see each other again. You can stay here forever. And time will stand still for you. Let it flow. It's time for me to go. Even if it's a path with no turning back. When have we ever had the luxury of turning back? Are you afraid? After learning the truth of your origins? Will you see the motivation I gave you as the manipulating whispers of destruction? The convictions and choices that come from my heart. I don't believe they're designed by the so-called paths. If we are just numbers simulating life, then you are the image I've always longed for. The person I wish to become. A real, living person. A true hero. Then why do we part here? You can take me with you, and we can start this journey together. I'll be by your side, guiding you, just like before. No. I'm afraid I'm on my own this time. Why? Because there is no perfect solution in this world. Cyrene has already embraced her fate. And I will embrace my origin. Destruction. And with this power, I will rebel against its creator, bringing endless fury to the darkness sweeping the world. If you stay by my side, I'll hesitate. But this world can't afford a soldier who wavers. Do you remember when we were kids? Everyone would get so excited drawing cards like ruler or warrior, but throw fits over devil or drunkard and demand a redo. Kids always get to change their minds. Things are so happy and simple for them. But when it comes to the fate of adults, there's no room for redos. Then go, Kaslana, as you promised. Deceive the world. Seize the core flames and rewrite your fate. Burn yourself up with all your might. Wield your futility like a sword. And fight against the gods. In the name of world-bearing, I promise you, Kefali will never forget this. So, time retreated behind me. Until it reached the origin, where nothing ever existed. Just as Professor Anaxa once said, in that void, Kefali stood at the center of chaos. Time, space, and causality all flowed from their body. When the waves of time finally calmed, it was the year 3870 of the light calendar. The Chrysos War had lasted for nearly a century, and the threat of the Black Tide was growing stronger and more relentless. That was the era of the Day Thunder Knight's battle with the sky. While she could not seize the core flame, she proved that the prophecy was true. That mortals could slay gods. From that moment, the sole survivor of the old dynasty, Imperator Sarindra, issued a call to arms across the lands, summoning heroic Chrysos heirs to wage war on the Titans. And that was the first doomed flame chase journey, sealed away in history.
The first eternal reoccurrence. Heiseland!
So what you're saying is, you've traveled back down the River of Time, finally reaching this untouched seabed just to tell us the flame chase journey and even all of Amphoreus are nothing but illusions in an eon's dreams?
Exactly. So, Dux Gladiora, please take me to meet Her Majesty Sarindra. I must share the truth with her.
Since Her Majesty's not here, no need for formalities. The word Gladiorum always reminds me of my fallen homeland buried deep in the depths. Call me Hycelans, Nameless Swordmaster.
Please allow me to add one more thing. You actually already know my name.
You mean Phainon? Such a name could never be your true one. But I won't question you further about it. Ever since Her Majesty issued the Flame Chase Decree, heroes from all over have sent their letters of introduction. What's the harm in adding one more name like Phainon or Phainon? Besides, the deep sea is dark. Isn't it the perfect place to hide secrets best left unseen? All right, Nameless Swordmaster. Hold on to my wake. Let's find somewhere else to talk.
Aren't you even a little suspicious of what I've said?
Harboring suspicions is not my concern. My sword dances only when the Imperator harbors doubts. There's no use in speaking further. Show me your true intentions through action.
When Phainon is in the team, technique point limit increases, and using his technique defeats enemies within a certain range ahead. We know this.
Perhaps you should demonstrate your skills and calm the raging black tide for us.
Yes. Where's Heiseland's? Oh, right.
Light up the dawn.
just getting rid of these things.
Oh. Nice moves.
Thank you, Isolans. That means so much.
We just washed it away, and here it comes again. The black tide is really no joke.
Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn.
Uh-oh, I low-key need 2. Oh no, we're good now. Isolans is over here.
The waters end here. The one you seek is beyond this point.
At last, I can meet with Her Majesty Saridra herself.
Oh, really?
Are there any formalities I need to observe?
I feel like this is happening too soon.
Don't kneel, don't do the hand-kissing or foot-kissing gestures of the old dynasty, and most of all, don't bow. The Imperator despises such rituals, especially when the heads of those taller than her bend beneath her crown.
She really is down to earth.
The second thing to note, only trusted ones may come near her. Keep 5 paces distance until the Imperator allows otherwise.
Sounds like an old friend of mine.
Well, experience is a good thing. Stay sharp, and you'll be just fine.
Was he referring to Castros? I think he was. Is that Agaya and Tribi?
Duck's Goldweaver, little hostage. Apologies for keeping you waiting.
Wait, hostage?
It's you.
You know them? Good. That makes things easier.
Before that, I'm more curious about one thing. Where is Her Majesty Saridra?
To avoid any misunderstandings, nameless swordmaster. Although we spoke and laughed along the way, I never said you were entitled to meet her. The Imperator decreed, the Deliverer will not appear in this age. Be wary of suspicious individuals. Come now, both of you. Let's finish our job.
I see.
Oh,
It's a trap.
no.
I had no intention of fighting. So remember this, Lady Hysealans. If my sword shows any hesitation, don't thank me. Thank them instead.
No, you misunderstand. We don't want to see Chrysoceras hurt each other. Just give us some time to ask you a few questions.
The Nestia's golden threads will judge you and decide your fate.
Oh, we're in a different timeline.
As you wish.
Oh.
White-haired Swordmaster? If what you say is true, then you must know the fate of the world. So, how much do you know about what we read from the prophecy?
Speak of Tribi's prophecy.
You shall shatter into 1,000 fragments and wither in the soil of foreign lands. Is that correct, Lady Tribi?
How is this possible?
He got it right?
Yes, but the prophecy never mentioned he'd appear here. At least, not in this era.
You must listen to me, Aglaya, Tribi. The Phainon of this world has not yet been born. In a distant future, he will follow the prophecy's guidance and appear before you. But do not seek him out. because Era Nova is a complete and utter lie. I will tell you the truth, and you will understand why the world must forsake the prophecy and find another path to Era Nova. Because I know both of you, and I believe that no matter how the course of history may change, the faith we all share will always remain the same. And so, the layers of rock began to reverse, and history wove itself anew. Through my old acquaintances, I was given the chance to meet the leader of the Flame Chase journey, Sarit. And after a long and arduous negotiation, we came to an agreement.
There's the image if you wanted it.
The Imperator's alliance needed the destruction, and I was ready to pour all my strength into it. The spoils of the Flame Chase, the core flames, would be sealed by my hand. But the condition was this. In the upcoming battle, in our conquest of the Earth, I had to prove that my power could transcend fate. In the original history, there was a brutal war. At the end, the Titankin of Georios, Terravox, killed the rampaging Titan and took the core flame that supported the Earth.
If you wanted that image, then there it is. It's a pretty nice one.
But this time, Amphoreus encountered a turning point in its fate.
This is so confusing.
Neither side suffered any losses. When I severed the Titan's head and raised the core flame high, the crowd gathered around the scorched remains of the god, roaring with joy, cheering for the hero of the destruction.
Whoa.
Who had ignited the faint spark of life for the first time.
Another image there if you wanted it.
Yes. In that flickering light, the once dark path ahead seemed to become clear. I proved myself. And in the long years that followed, I brought down the other Titans. One by one. I could do more than just wait. When time resets, the chance to change the world also emerges from the lines of history. Until finally, the brutal future revealed by Era Nova is reversed. But tell me, if that's truly the case, why are we doomed to the same outcome?
The first eternal reoccurrence. End. Whoa. 2 Phainons.
The people kept their promise and handed you all the core flames. In this world after Trebios, no demigods were born in Amphoreus. At this point, I just want to know. When they vanished into the black tide with their mortal bodies, why didn't you shed even a single tear? Your indifference chills me. To you, were they just a bunch of insignificant footnotes? Sorrow has been my constant companion. In fact, with 12 core flames upon me, the fire in my heart has never been more violent. I'll remember this world through anger. As long as I burn, they'll never truly leave me. Perhaps it's already too late. But you're right. Anger, at this moment, is the only weapon I can rely on. So, draw your sword.
Executioner! I'll make sure you realize that your greatest mistake was leaving me alive!
After that, he raised his sword and attacked. Then, Kaslana killed himself.
Oh.
That day, who fell to the sword to be left in the past, and who went into the future, I can't remember anymore. I only remember a nymph, hiding in the shadows just out of sight, futilely pushing a stone ball. Climb, fall, climb, fall, climb again, and fall. The only freedom the nymph had was in choosing how to roll the stone. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow. Sometimes resting on a gentler slope, leaning against the stone for a break. But its choice couldn't change the futility of it all. The stone would always roll back down the slope, and the nymph would always return to the starting point, beginning again. After that, every time I reached this point in the cycle, the burning sky would cast a shadow over its path. It would nearly reach the peak at the fourth quint of curtain fall hour, then fall to the starting point in the first 15 seconds of the next entry hour. And my efforts in this cycle would dissolve into nothing at the same time.
Eternal Reoccurrence number 1, Subject Kaslana. Persuaded the 12 Chrysos's to recover all 12 core flames in a peaceful way. In a peaceful way. After verification, the unauthorized access did not have a substantive impact on the experimental process. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos's were terminated strictly in the predetermined experimental sequence and successfully loaded into the buffer. Subject Kaslana regressed the extrapolation process and abnormal fluctuations were detected in his mind function. Admin notes. The first devastating failure. Oh. Eternal Reoccurrence number 2. Subject Kaslana adopted a strangely similar to the Eternal Reoccurrence 1. No substantive impact on the experimental progress was observed. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated normally in sequence. Subject Kaslana regressed the extrapolation process. Eternal Reoccurrence 3. Minor adjustments detected in Subject Kaslana's strategy. Decision weighting for avoid sacrifice of past companions has been increased. After verification, this adjustment did not have a substantive impact on the experimental progress. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated normally in sequence. Subject Kaslana regressed the extrapolation process. Eternal Reoccurrence number 15. Subject Kaslana attempted to decompile the Black Tide for the first time, aiming to alleviate access privileges and execute unauthorized access authorization operations against specific subjects, represented by the 12 Chrysos heirs. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated normally in sequence. Subject Kaslana regressed the extrapolation process. Eternal Reoccurrence number 42. Subject Kaslana's 11th attempt to breach the Skepta's core. Leia has failed. The decision weighting for avoid sacrifices of past companions showed minor decline. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos heirs terminated in sequence. Subject Kaslana regressed the extrapolation process. Eternal Reoccurrence number 133. Analysis of observations from Eternal Reoccurrence number 83 to 133 indicates that subject Castellana's strategy is gradually converging with that of Eternal Reoccurrence number 42 over synchronicity risk detected, potential cognitive function degradation suspected. Admin notes this will undoubtedly reinforce the Iron Tomb's destruction vector. Within expectations, no intervention required. Continue observation. Eternal Reoccurrence 134. Oh. The 134th Eternal Reoccurrence. An Axa.
Absolute nonsense.
I thought cycles was the answer you were looking for.
No. It's just that the answer came so suddenly. There was no fun in tracing it back to its roots. Eons? Paths? What a load of nonsense.
What?
I can't give you an exact explanation of those two concepts either.
Enough. I'm just expressing my frustration. Don't you understand? I was already expecting this. The black tide came from beyond the sky. And everything else is no exception.
Fate is a strange thing. No matter how the details of history change, the Anaxa I know always remains as harsh as ever.
If the other Anaxagoras actually worshipped the gods, I'd make sure to find a way to break the cycles and crush them in their cradles. Too bad. Now only you have the ability to do that.
What's that supposed to mean? You're willing to help?
Of course. The core flames were meant to save the world. And in my opinion, the noble Titans have no reason to refuse. Besides, according to you, before stepping into these endless cycles, you were my pupil.
I've already heard the same thing countless times.
Enough chit-chat. Let's go. If we run into any other scholars, leave them to me. We've all made preparations for total annihilation. Never thought someone would step in to help.
Finally. We can take these black tide creatures out.
Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn. You've been to the Luminary Throne before, haven't you?
If you're talking about in past cycles.
You're already much luckier than the other students.
I think I'm gonna have to end it right here, guys. Yeah. It's been too long. I'm gonna have to pause and save. Oh, it's only been 34 minutes. Follow an exit to obtain the core flames of reason. Or the core flame of reason. We'll just do it. It's literally only been 34 minutes. We have the time, I think. I hope. Let's retrieve that core flame. What happened?
Keep your wits about you.
Oh!
Someone's watching us.
Pretty boy, your eyesight's better than I thought. As for that false god who's been turning the world upside down, it's you, isn't it, white hair?
You sure do love stealing the spotlight. In the name of the Seven Sages, I demand that you immediately step away from the Luminary Throne. This is the sacred ground of reason, and no one may desecrate it. Take my words back to Aglaya. I won't say the same thing twice, cat girl.
Oh my! You won't even call me the demigod of trickery. That is just heartbreaking. I have some words for you, too. First, as one of the most heretical blasphemers in the world, you have no right to lecture me. Second, this is none of your business, Grove Boy. Step aside. I don't want anyone getting hurt.
Here we go. Again.
Core flame thieves. You really think you can scare off a sage of the grove with nothing but empty threats?
This gloomy little brat's got a sharp tongue. Ooh, not bad, not bad. I kinda like you. As a return favor, feast on Cersei's core flame right
Oh
here.
no, Cypher was distracting us.
Aw, don't cry now.
That was close. I'm out of here.
Spirit Thief's trickery. The Spirit Thief is a self-proclaimed, well-known master thief across Amphoreus. They enjoy stealing treasures others are just about to obtain and then vanishing into the void with their stolen goods. They tend to leave a coin of whimsy and mockery in the aftermath. The only thing that can punish them is Aronyx's power. When near a coin of whimsy, use the rewinding powers provided by Aronyx's prayer upon the fishes the thief escapes through to get the Spirit Thief to come back. Press and hold to activate Aronyx's prayer and rewind the Spirit Thief's time to before they escaped. However, Spirit Thief will struggle valiantly within the special zone. While the Spirit Thief is in the special zone, you need to release the button to end the praying, and press and hold when they are unprepared to bring the Spirit Thief to justice.
They're exactly like all the past ones I've known. Cunning. And yet so naive.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Of course. When I first set out on the flame chase journey, Lady Treby never managed to teach me Aronyx's miracle. But along the way, I learned a thing or two.
Phainon doesn't sound good.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
The Venerationists' foolish inventions finally come in handy.
How is this possible?
You've arrived, Zacharias. Always so punctual.
What? Do you know who I am?
I'm running out of patience. So I'm not going to waste words. Listen up, Spirit Thief. Hand over the core flame, and let's pretend we never clashed. This way, you and this world can still be saved.
Save? You think better than any bard. If you ask me, you're the greatest disaster Amphoreus has ever known. No matter how strong you are, you're still just a mortal body. Carrying 12 core flames? Don't make me laugh. You'll just get consumed by the divine flames and drag this world down with you.
134.
What?
This is the 134th cycle I've lived through. And the number of core flames I carry is
1,596.
Yes.
1,000 core flames and just a single Chrysos hair. How is that even possible?
I've come this far. And that's proof enough.
But someday you will burn to the ground.
Of course. The divine flames will eventually consume my eyes and blind me. But before that, they could still forge and sharpen Dawnmaker. Now when I cut open your stomach, you won't feel a thing.
You...
This is the final warning.
Fine. Assume this world holds 100 million possibilities. And no matter how one looks at it, 99,999,999 of them all point to outcomes of certain destruction. Even so, I'll use my divine power, despised by the people of this world, to achieve that 1 in 100 million possibility.
Bartolos!
Brat, if you've got the guts, you'll have to first step over my dead body.
Oh no. Oh no, for Bartolos, I mean.
Existence. No other choice but forward for tomorrow. I'm fine. I can't let them down. A future will come.
How absurd.
In my memories, Zagreus always meets the same end. Over and over again. Their departure no longer stirs anything in my heart.
This reason core flame before us is a fake. Obvious as day.
Oh.
I know. I know. It always plays out like this. The spirit thief covers for her, and the trickery demigod escapes with 2 core flames. And then, driven by defiance or hatred, she decides to stand before me once more. Exactly like the countless past hers I've known. Cunning, yet so naive.
Since you've witnessed the same scene play out countless times, tell me, will you carve the trickery core flame from my chest now?
That depends on your attitude. At least so far, in the cycles where you've asked this question, the endings haven't been so cruel.
Well, thank you for that. But I also believe that this time, you won't catch up to me. No one can catch up to me. I'm no longer running to escape anymore.
Whether you believe me or not, I'll still tell you this. You've made the wrong decision.
All right, then. We'll see.
Silence.
This is new.
One-eyed boy. What are you trying to pull now?
Go, Cyphera. Give us some time in private. This isn't for her, but for you. You've walked too far down this path. It's time to discuss a possibility. Maybe the road you're walking is not one of salvation, but one that will simply drag the world into the flames. For old time's sake, turn back. I don't care how many times you've tried, because there's one thing I'm sure of. Your Messiah complex has turned you into something no different from the icy gods you spoke of. The children of humanity you swore to save. They are no more than ants to you now, aren't they?
kind of demon could burn my homeland to the ground in an instant without batting an eye? Now I have the answer. It turns out that fiery demon has been fantasizing of becoming this world's deliverer.
I don't want to argue anymore. No matter what I say, the outcome won't change. Make your biggest effort to resist, or accept fate, and hand over the core flame to me. Even if it's futile, Hugh. We all have the right to choose.
Yes. Even if it is futile, and the world is just a divine joke.
When I walk into the destruction ridden by the gods, with my own 2 legs, you will witness. Even the smallest footnote still leaves a mark in this story.
And so, at the end of the 134th cycle, the Traveler and the Scholar fulfilled their fates once again. Or perhaps it wasn't just they who fulfilled their fates. I can't quite remember all this. In the endless darkness, for no reason, a voice always lingered by my ear. Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, among which even life itself holds little value. Reduced to ashes, such a familiar end. It happens in every journey. Always the same.
Eternal reoccurrence 134. Subject Caslana's 103rd attempt to breach the Scepter's core. Leia has failed. Decision wait for avoid sacrifices of past companions. Approaching 0.00018 over synchronicity. Risk detected. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysosairs terminated in sequence. Subject Caslana regressed the extrapolation process. Eternal reoccurrence number 5297. Subject Caslana's 5266th attempt to breach the Scepter's core. Core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysosairs terminated in sequence with a trend of acceleration noted. Subject Caslana regressed the extrapolation process. Note: subject strategy now nearly identical to Eternal reoccurrence number 42. Mind function degradation detected with possible irreversible damage. This is obviously Noose's calculations. I can tell that. Administrator directive received. No more prompts about the risk of mind function damage. Eternal reoccurrence number 12,398. Subject Castellana's 12,367th attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysosairs terminated in sequence. The extrapolation process regressed. Eternal reoccurrence number 23,779. Subject Caslana's 23,748th attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysosairs terminated in sequence. The extrapolation process regressed. Eternal reoccurrence number 46,645. Subject Caslana's 46,614th attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysosairs terminated in sequence. The extrapolation process regressed. Eternal reoccurrence number 71,243. Subject Caslana's 71,212th attempt to breach the Skeptis core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 chrysosers terminated in sequence. The extrapolation process regressed. Eternal reoccurrence number 80,023. Subject Castellana's 79,992nd attempt to breach the Skeptis core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 chrysosers terminated in sequence. The extrapolation process regressed. Eternal reoccurrence number 95,575. Subject Castellana's 95,544th attempt to breach the Skeptis core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 chrysosers terminated in sequence. The extrapolation process regressed. Eternal reoccurrence number 108,641. Subject Castellana's 108,610th attempt to breach the Skeptis core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 chrysosers terminated in sequence. The extrapolation process regressed. Eternal reoccurrence number 108,642. The 108,642nd eternal reoccurrence.
You don't look so good, Deliverer.
Even after going through 108,642 cycles. Mighty, your name for me has never changed.
Why do you sound so pleased? It's a derogatory name.
Yeah, I know all too well. You only meant it sincerely in the first cycle. After that one and only time we walked side by side. Every time since. It always ends up like this. Dawnmaker will stab you through your 10th thoracic vertebra. That's your weak spot, and the only way to kill you.
Interesting. Tell me, when the mighty Moses of the past faced you, did they ever retreat?
Never.
Then they died honorably, worthy of the name of strife. But there's still tenderness in your eyes. How pathetic.
I have to remember how this feels. Remember that I was once you. Or else the destruction will completely consume me.
If you win, tell the mighty most of the next life. This person is a worthy opponent. So always remember to give it your all and never slack off.
I'll keep that in mind. As always.
Even though the dynasty is left with just one, the Kremnos festival will continue as usual. I, the king of the Kremnoan Legion, will host the final feast in the center of this arena, and the prize will be the flames of strife. One day, you shall die with a wound in your back. That's what I saw when I overcame the trial. The gods' dying ramblings. Enough. You've probably heard this thousands of times. So you must understand, facing the demigod of strife means there's no way you'll take this core flame in peace.
I understand.
Step forward and face me in a final battle. I, the last son of Gorgo, the demigod of strife, salute you. I'll give 10,000 scars and 10,000 lives of mine to fuel the blazing sun of deliverance.
We don't have time for this. We can do it later. I'm gonna have to end this video here because both my headphone and controller battery levels are low. But yeah, I'm gonna have to end this one here. And we'll pick up right here tomorrow. Or the day after that. Or the day after that one. What truly matters to me is making sure I reforge these memories and past experiences to make them identical to my first time experiencing them. So these memories can live on. Yeah. I want to do this before I eventually go. So at least these memories can live on. With or without me.